Hello, lords and ladies! It is I, Panther Prance, here to entertain you today with Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. Now, if you've never played or have never heard of Bannerlord, it is a medieval kingdom maker RPG. And it is very, very fun. I have played it. I have about 100 hours into the game, but today we're not going to worry about that. We are going to start a new campaign. I put a little into how I want to play this. Sides of a War. I've also played a merchant playthrough. And I have played as the Vlandians and the Empire so far. So I'm thinking I would really like to play as the Battanians. So the Battanians still remember the olden days when the woods stretched across northern Calradia, and the Empire and its cities had yet to violate their sanctity. The fierce warriors remain loyal to their traditional ways. They paint their faces when going to battle, and even their noblemen prefer to fight on foot while using great axes and two-handed swords with deadly efficiency. So, these guys give me a very Celtic, Old English, Gaul type vibe, and I'm digging it. I'd love to play kind of just a barbarian who just runs in and wants to break knees. So I think this is kind of the playthrough I'm wanting to go for here. Now, in regards to character creation, I kind of just do this, and we'll see what we get here. Okay, not bad. He's a tall-ass barbarian, so that'll be cool. Let's just see what he sounds like.
Fall back!
Well, we don't want to say that.
Make a circle!
There we go. Oh, I'm okay with that. Now we have to choose our family. So, I have a few options here. The Smiths, if my parents were Smiths, will kind of buff my two-handed a little bit and my endurance here. That wouldn't be too bad. Members of the Chieftain's Hearthguard, though, would give me 10 skill level and 1 focus point of two-handed and bow, and 1 attribute point to vigor. So if you're thinking of this as kind of like a D&D character, think of vigor as strength. So how good you are with melee weapons, how much damage you can do with melee weapons, how easy it is for you to use them. Control is very much a dexterity type skill, your efficiency with ranged weapons, thrown weapons, that sort of thing. Endurance is very much constitution, the amount of energy, how fast you travel, how far you can travel. Cunning is wisdom. I would say it's kind of a mix of a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of charisma, but this is going to be about tactics, your scouting, your ability to move through difficult terrain, your ability to work with roguery, that type of thing. Social is obviously going to be charisma, your ability to trade, recruit people, your persuasion skills, that sort of thing. And then intelligence is exactly what it says. It's intelligence. That gives you bonuses to stewardship, so how many men you can have that will follow you into battle. Medicine and engineering, which is used for building siege weapons. So I think members of the Chieftain's Hearthguard would be cool, because this is kind of where, whoever we're playing kind of got that main vision of, oh, my dad's this, or my mom is this huge barbarian berserker, and I want to follow in their footsteps. So my early childhood, I was noted for my leadership skills, my brawn, my attention to detail, my aptitude for numbers, my way with people, or my skill with horses. I think if we're going berserker, barbarian, that type deal, I think brawn is obviously the way to go. So you were big, and other children looked to you to have you around in any scrap with children from a neighboring village. You pushed a plow and throw an axe like an adult. So that gives us 10 skill level and 1 focus point to two-handed, and throwing and 1 attribute point to vigor. So there's that. Like all village children, you also helped out in the fields. You also herded the sheep, worked in the village smithy, repaired projects, gathered herbs in the wild, hunted small game, sold produce at the market. So what do we want to do here? I could repair projects, work in the village, herd the sheep, gather herbs, hunt small game, or sold produce. I don't think I would have really been selling any produce. That doesn't really seem up his alley. He would have been hating himself with that. Repaired projects. I don't see him being too good with his hands. Sorry, ladies. Maybe work the village smithy. Or I could see maybe hunting small game, practicing more of his combat abilities in his hand-eye coordination. Yeah, you accompanied a local hunter as he went into the wilderness, helping him set up traps and catch small animals. I think that's what we'll go with, is hunting small game. Now, as a youngster growing up in Calradia, war was never too far away. You were a chieftain's servant, trained with the Hearthguard, stood guard with the garrisons, rode with the scouts, trained with the infantry, or joined the Kern. Now, I think joining the Kern would be awesome. This is essentially a versatile troop to harass. Either that, no, not chieftain's servant. The Hearthguard would be interesting. You know, training right alongside the chieftain and such. I don't think I'd want to really stand guard with garrisons. That's not really what he's about. He wants to be out in the fight, out pestering people who threatened his liege's borders and that sort of thing. So I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and go with, is join the Kern. He's going to be out there wanting to deal damage, wanting to be part of the action, wanting to not sit back in a castle and make decisions. He wants to be, you know, making decisions out on the battlefield, that sort of thing. So as a young adult, you set out for a life of adventure. Your biggest achievement was defeating an enemy in battle, successful manhunt, invested some money, you hunted a dangerous animal, you had a famous escapade in town, or you treated people well. Defeating an enemy in battle works really well with my backstory. We could go with that. Buff up vigor even more. Leading a successful manhunt would also be interesting, though, because that could kind of go along with his Kern background, or his Kern background. So he was kind of sent out there to try and chase down, you know, somebody who did the village wrong, or stole something, or hurt somebody, and his job was to go out, and he actually got the reins and got to lead that group out there. That actually kind of really like that for his backstory. I know it's not necessarily as min-maxy as we could be, but I really like it for the RP aspect. Like, he started getting his leadership skills. Even though, yes, he is this brute and brawn, he still is able to inspire people to follow him with his leadership. So I think that's what we're going to go with. That'll give us point to tactics and leadership, 1 attribute point to cunning, and then 1 to calculating and 10 to renown. So that's cool for me. And then my story background. So, like many families in Calradia, your life was upended by war. Your home was ravaged by the passage of an army after army. Eventually, you sold your property and set off with your father, mother, brother, and your 2 younger siblings to a new town you'd heard was safer. But you did not make it. Along the way, the inn at which you were staying was attacked by raiders. Your parents were slain and your 2 youngest siblings seized, but you and your brother survived because we subdued a raider, we drove them off with arrows, you rode on a fast horse, you tricked the raiders, or you organized the travelers to break out. Alrighty, so riding off on a fast horse, he's not going to do that. He's not going to run away. He's going to be very much somebody who's headstrong. Even if he's looking death in the face, he's going to be standing there. You trick the raiders. He's also not going to be smart enough to trick the raiders. His mental stats here, they're lacking. He's not dim-witted, but he's not going to be able to come up with this ingenious plan on the spot, you know. So I'm thinking again, more RP-wise, we organize the travelers to break out. So my long goal for this campaign is to start our own kingdom, maybe work with the Battanians for a little bit, and then eventually start our own kingdom and take over the map. That's my end goal. If everything goes well, that's what I'd like to do. So organizing the travelers to break out, I think that is very thematic for the character that I want to build. You know, he's eventually wanting to start his own kingdom, and what better way for that story to start than by having to organize a group of people in a desperate situation to break out of a bad situation. So, again, maybe not as min-maxy as we could go. We could easily go subdue, put another point in vigor. But I think organizing the travelers to break out works really well with the kind of character that we want to build and with his personality. So that's what we're going to go with there. I'm going to give this guy a name. Let's see. Well, let's see what we get here. Cadfin. I don't really like that one. Let's see. Saint, nope. Liferous. Grinad? No. Alright, we're just going to make around here. Let's see. What if we just go... Let's go something like Khol. I kind of like that there. Sounds like a barbarian, like northern Old English type deal. I'm not going to play very easy, but I hate to tell you, I'm also not perfect at games. I'm not an expert. So we're going to stick with easy for now. I have put about 100 hours in this game, and I'm still not great at it. So I still want it to be entertaining and fun to play, fun to you to watch. So if you want to see somebody who can play on like expert 100% difficulty, sorry that's not me, but there's plenty of people out there that do that. So upon loading in here, talking to my brother Niacin here. Brother, it's been 3 days now. We've been tracking those bastards. I think we're getting close. We need to think about what happens when we catch them. How are we going to rescue Ferric and Athene? Are we up for a fight? I'm not going to do the tutorial. I've done the tutorial. I know how to play. I'm familiar with the mechanics. So I'm just going to say we have no time to lose. We can do more if we split up. Okay, so we don't need to train here. So, are you sure about that? Yes, I'm sure. Time is of the essence. Alright then, let us split up and look for the little ones separately. I'll send it word if I find any before you do. Okay. One thing, brother. We want people to take us seriously. We may be leading men into battle soon. Let's give our family a name and banner like the nobles do. Okay, so we have to go ahead and name our family here and then create a banner. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the training ground. A few hours after you leave the training ground, you come across a wounded man lying under a tree. You share your water with him and try to dress his wounds as best you can. He tells you he is a traveling doctor. To thank you for your help, he hands you a small bronze artifact which he says was once given to him in payment by a warrior who said that it was related to Nezeretes' folly. He suspects it might be of great value. You resolve to find out more. And this you're going to get whether you skip the tutorial or you don't. Okay, so you're going to get some sort of way to figure out Nezeretes' folly. And I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm probably going to say it 7 different times this episode alone, so don't harass me. Select your family name. Great, now we have to think of a family name. So our guy's name is Khol. Let's go with, I don't know, Khol Volmund. There we go. Cool. Now let's go ahead and make our banner. I'm thinking we're playing like Celtic, right? So we need Celtic symbols, something like down here. Okay, obviously got to go green because you know Celtic, right? It's kind of neat. I think I like that. So let's go ahead. That'll be our banner then, and boom! It just kind of throws you in the game. So here's the continent of Calradia. Broken up into 7 different kingdoms, I guess you could say. Here the empire is currently fractured into a civil war, and it kind of just says, here you go, start. Down here, we've got our character panel. This shows all of our skills, all of our stats. As we gain experience, we'll be able to buff these up. My inventory here, so I'm starting out with just basic stuff. Right, nothing that's really going to be great for me. My party shows me all the troops, all the prisoners I have. There's only me for right now. And here are our missions. So, investigate Nezeretes' folly. Said it different again. So, this is our main mission, I guess, quote-unquote, main mission, you could say. We need to talk to different nobles around the land, figure out what exactly Nezeretes' folly is. So that's one of our main goals. And then we also want to establish our clan. Okay, this is our first step in sort of creating our kingdom or fighting under somebody else's banner as a duke or something like that. So first goal, we need to increase our dinars by 1,000. Okay, this number's gonna change. Really, my first goal is to get to 2,000 dinars. Okay, I also need to grow my party to 10 men, so I need to 20 men, recruit 20 people. Reach clearance tier 1, so I have to get to 50 renown, and I need to hire 1 companion, which can be done in taverns of large cities, but that's also going to cost some money. So we're not going to get to that for a while. I think our first goal here, we would like to get back up here to our homeland, but first we might want to visit down in Poros, see if they have, it does look like they have a mission there, which is nice. Ooh, actually, I need to talk to this guy. How convenient is that? So this is Farron. If you please, stop there. I would like for your name. I am Khol, and who are you? Or may I ask your name? We'll go ahead and do that. I'm Farron of the House Leonapardes. Our family has stood in the Senate and discharged its duties honorably since the first day of the Empire. I am Lord of Poros. What is Neretezi's folly? Well, that is what some people call the Great Battle of Penderic in the year 1077. Emperor Neretezes led an army accompanied by Khuzaits and Aserai to fight a coalition of Sturgians, Battanians, and Vlandians. It was a disaster for him, he died in it, but the victors didn't fare much better. I see. Can you tell me anything about the battle? I wasn't there. I know Lucan had some thoughts about it, so now I have to go talk to Lucan. Lucan is somebody who does potentially know about it. So we're going to go over this way, because he was able to tell me about Neretezes' folly. We're going to head into Poros and just see kind of what's going on here. So, first we can recruit troops. No, we can't because nobody's available. Let's go to the arena. Awesome. There is no tournament. So, I guess Poros is kind of a bust. However, we could go talk to Andrasa the Tanner and pick up a quest for her army of poachers. So let's go ahead and go talk to her real quick. I don't know you. I suppose you should tell me your name. I am Khol, and who are you? I am Andrasa, a merchant here in Poros. I own a tannery here. I'll mark your name. I heard you may need help with a problem. Yeah, I got some problems. A few years ago I needed hides for my tannery and I hired some hunters. I didn't ask too many questions about where they came by the skins they sold me. Well, that was a bit of a mistake. Now they've banded together as a gang and are trying to muscle me out of the leather business. Okay, that sounds not good. What can I do for you? I want you to crush them. Go to Tevea and give them a lesson they won't forget. Alright, so they're in Tevea. Is there any other way? No. Leave one of your capable companions 19 men for some days. Nope, I'll do it myself because I don't have 19 men, nor do I have a companion. They skin their beasts in the woods, then go into the village after midnight to stash the hides. The villagers are terrified of them, I believe. If you go into the village late at night, you should be able to track them down. Cool. So, most of the poachers would probably run if they were surprised by armed men, but those ones are bold and desperate. Be ready for a fight. Alright, so clearly, I am not ready for a fight. I have no men who would like to follow. There is just me, and they're recommending I have 19 men for that. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. If you would like to see more, there will be new episodes every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Hit the like button, hit subscribe to stay up to date, and I will see you all next time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.